Alright, let's try this again, folks, because the last video really sucked really bad, and it was like a bunch of complications and technical failures. This is a th-a30 JVC home theater system with surround sound, AM, FM, and DVD player. Essentially, I saw a lot of questions about this on YouTube and Google, and no one could seem to figure out what the problem was. If you look right here, the dark mass you're seeing is a glue that's acting as a sealer on this capacitor. But if you look down a little further, you can actually see the motherboard is actually burned. I can get a better picture here, zoom in. See at the base of this timer? This is a power-up timer. Okay, this capacitor says I'm at full charge. Timer says, okay, we need to wait for a second. Okay, we're working. Well, as you see, the bottom of the board right at the edge of it is burned. Essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take this timer out, you're going to flip the board over, you're going to disassemble the unit. Make sure that your unit is unplugged first, because these capacitors hold about 500 volts each. Okay, so that's a lot of voltage. So that's essentially, get about one or two of these stuff, same thing as a taser. This timer says, okay, we're powered up, which trips this relay right here, the blue one, is your on relay. This is your run and start relay for the unit once it actually powers up. This relay starts your fan, so if you have no fan, this thing will not power up on its own. It's an automatic, goes to default, it's a fail-safe. Mainly what you're looking for are on these type of units, any kind of unit that's electrical and you're not sure, that's the kind of shit you're looking for. See how it's burned at the bottom? It's really not really clear, but see how the burn on the circuit board? Now you can really see it. See where the circuit board is actually physically burned? The timer probably had a bad connection and essentially caused the unit to shut off. So if you ever have one of these th-a30s, A30s, essentially it's a nice unit when it works well, but that is usually the failure, is this timer here. Because once you power the unit up, and this is generally the symptom, is essentially, I'm going to plug this in for a second because I don't have any electronics in here. So we're going to plug this up, and this is essentially the system. Please excuse the mess, folks. Home is where you rest your ass. And right now, okay, so the standby light's on. See the standby light's lit? And this is a symptom it'll do. It'll ask you to wait. On that goes, shuts off again. Okay? The timer is not saying, okay, we're friends anymore. So either there's a bad connection, the solder's actually burned off. So for those of you who ever wondered about this particular unit, it's actually a very, very nice unit when it works. But this is a common failure in them. The capacitor adjacent to that timer, or that timer actually has a bad connection, it melts off the solder board. So there it is, guys. So for those of you who had questions about your A30TH, or your th-a30 JVC player, don't throw it away. The part's like $11 and some change to Radio Shack, and it takes about 2 hours because, as you see, there's a lot of screws, lots of relays. These relays are your timers. Okay, so if the system like shorts, these relays go into what's called MOSFET. MOSFET protection, for those of you who know radios, MOSFET protection essentially trips relays. They close or open depending on the conditions. Now, when the system powers up, these will close and put sound out. If there's an issue, the relay opens in order to save the finals. So there it is, guys. I hope that's helpful. Also, if you have a unit that won't power on, here's your two fuses. You have two screws on the sides. Here, I'll show you the cover. These two, that one, and the other two on the opposite side. The whole cover just slides back, and it's easy. This really isn't a complicated unit to work on. This one is actually a real simple one. Like the Pioneers, actually JVC is owned by Pioneers, so actually if you can tell by looking at it, other than who the maker and the designer was, it's still a pretty easy rudimentary unit to work on. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that was helpful. Questions, comments, hit me up at homewrecker71986 at gmail. Thank you. Bye.